Oh god.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about this. I'm just thinking about this QI thing where this woman's talking about this guy that she knew, and he was like, "Yeah, I got arrested for wrongfully for first-degree murder, and my butthole was doing this."
What?
I don't know, but my cats literally just bust open the door.
Is everything
Welcome to this
alright?
week's episode
Of The Last
Refuge.
Welcome to this week's episode of The Last Refuge. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands, and with me I have...
Zira.
Kid. Bria.
And Flick.
Two of us can keep it together.
All right.
Yeah,
Excuse
no.
you, three. Last week,
Oh, you
the
don't
party
count. Because you're
Last
a
week-
professional.
So are all of you now. We
No.
do this. Last week, the party explored the History Museum in the Southern Islands Arcanium.
Mhm.
Yeah, what you casting?
Invisibility.
On whom?
Myself.
And roll that beautiful bean footage.
A 26.
Oh, this is... Oh, no. This is also one of our patron submitted ones.
Thank God.
This was submitted by Sir Mox the Magnificent. Now, I am going to ask something, and I just need you all to answer it and not ask any questions. Can you please describe to me how you all are standing when Flick casts his invisibility spell?
I pictured in a circle facing each other.
Yeah, me too.
In a circle facing
That
each
is,
other.
I think,
I-
the worst thing you possibly
I was
could
gonna
have
say,
said,
I think
but
that's how we
cool.
set up. And then when Flick starts to cast, I grab the other two.
Actually,
and
I will
Sniv.
say, I
Oh,
will
fuck,
say that
Sniv.
we. Oh yeah, I will say that we maybe are being smart about this because we know we're gonna have to deal with moon magic, and maybe make like a Z pattern. You know,
Okay.
And
like,
facing
don't-
like away. Like I want to be facing.
yeah, like
down.
away, and we keep
wherever we
6
are.
feet distance, and we're wearing masks.
Yes.
I mean, Vizdira is definitely wearing a mask.
Also, where's
Perfect.
Sniv?
Now, Sniv is with you all. Okay, let me rephrase that question then, because it became more complicated than I thought. Who is closest and who is furthest from Flick? Because like even if closest is still 6 feet away, right? Like someone is
I'm
closest to him.
Closest because Kit and Bizdira. Kit was gonna cast on Bizdira, so I'm closest.
Okay.
But what about Sniv? Are we leaving him
Sniv
like
is
in
in
the,
the middle.
plaza, or
Well, I would leave-
are
let's leave him in
you
the
casting
plaza.
invisibility?
Sniv is happy
on
to stay in the
himself?
plaza. Sniv also says, "Her, I mean, if we're worried about anyone standing out, I'll stand out the least. I'll just look like a child of one of them strange lizard folk."
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, maybe keep him
Uh,
in the plaza, so if something blows up, he's not gonna.
He's all right. I guess you don't want a child with you. All right. So Flick, you cast this spell. You can feel there's like that odd sensation that you now know to feel for when you go invisible, because unless you're looking at yourself, it's not immediately obvious. But there is a little bit of like a magical feel to everything, and all of a sudden, Flick, you feel yourself go invisible, and then immediately you feel yourself sort of lurch, and your perspective is different.
I know what this one is.
Your perspective is different. It's almost as if you're standing somewhere else.
Oh
Bria,
crap. So I'm.
You
stuck.
also feel this strange displacement, and then you turn and look, and you see yourself standing 6 feet away from you, looking wildly confused. Flick and Bria, you two have switched bodies for the next 2 hours.
Oh my God. This is what dreams are made of. This is not what I thought was gonna happen. This
Wow,
is
I didn't
the
hear any of that.
stupidest
All I
thing
heard
that
was
ever could have happened, and I'm so
Okay, wait,
excited
I
about it.
have so many questions. Number one, number one, am I invisible?
Yes.
I'm crying.
Yes, you are invisible.
Okay.
So you there, and Toilet Turtle Bizdira is happily swimming around, and you're thinking about her, and you hear the door open, the door to the bathroom, not the door to the stall.
Thank God I said I was on the floor. So I'm going to very quietly get up off of the floor, and I realize that like they can see me, right? There's space under the stall.
Oh yeah, it's definitely American stalls, not European stalls.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask.
Damn it.
Was hoping that wasn't the case. So I'm going to slowly and carefully get up and stand up, and then pick up Bizdira the turtle out of the toilet.
Okay.
And just
why, but I
stand
love it.
there and be quiet.
Oh, there's little drops of water falling from Bizdira's little paws.
Her little scrabbling. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Well.
I did a little older, but I did a lot of Anastasia.
Oh
that
yeah,
one
I
too.
did
So
too a
good.
little older.
I
but
watched
yeah.
that one 2 months ago.
I
Alright.
watched that one for the first time with Taryn about
Wait.
6 years ago.
That's
5 or
amazing.
6
Also,
years
I
ago.
just saw a bit of news. So for those of us who are pedantic assholes like me and have spent years telling people, no, Anastasia is not a Disney movie. It's a
now-
Disney movie now.
it
It's going
is
to be
now.
on Disney Plus.
It is currently on Disney Plus as we speak, because didn't Disney buy 20th Century?
I don't know. I was just so
did.
disappointed that my years of pedantry have gone to waste.
Well, it was
She
true.
still has to be dubbed
Target.
an official Disney princess, though, and that has yet to happen. So
Well, you know that.
What?
Bless you.
You,
Thank you.
Kit.
You're pointing to
You're
me.
pointing at me.
Oh.
and I'm like, you're
Everyone's always
pointing
the
to me.
second. Anyway.
Right.
No, I was just saying you were correct when you corrected those people. You just can no longer correct
That's
people
true.
about
That's true.
Anastasia.
Which honestly is probably for the best. I'm gonna retain a lot more relationships this way. Oh god. No. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the premiere of episode 2 of season 10 of The Last Refuge. I have some very exciting, very special guests that I'm going to try and push the right button for to show you all. Here we go. Wave at the people. Hello, look who's here. With us today, we have Alex and Karin and Taryn from the cast.
Hello.
Taryn is just audio only for this evening, but Flick and Kit and, well, Bria's voice. And then story consultant Robert is back joining us once again here at the top of the episode. I'm so excited. Hi, everybody. Are you excited for this week's episode? Because I am.
Yes.
Very much, yes.
I spent all day today editing next week's episode, so I only kind of have this week super fresh in my head, but it's gonna be fine. We do have a real quick thing that I have to absolutely mention, which is an enormous happy birthday to Shimi Gangat, who I believe is in the chat, and
birthday.
one of our wonderful patrons. And I heard through the tweet vine that you, in fact, are having a birthday today. So happy birthday to you. And I hope it's been everything that you wanted. And hey, thanks for coming tonight to hang out with us on your birthday. I appreciate it. That's you. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So thanks so much. We appreciate you. So we got tonight, and it's gonna be a wild one. We finally get to see the characters, the PCs again. Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Split party.
I think the one clue that we gave about this week is that we split the party.
We did. That's true. We
Yeah,
said that
yeah.
last week, that it was a 4-way split this episode. And I am excited about it, but we can't start for another 20 minutes. So I'm going to keep saying how excited I am in the hopes that you all will also say something interesting.
A drinking game this week, so I believe that
Oh.
you being excited is this week's drinking game.
Okay, well, get drunk. Oh, that reminds me, when the episode starts, I am going to go get a beer.
Do we have rules for the official drinking game? If
The
so,
official
I have
drinking
never
game has
been.
always just been when Lydia says the word rope. Yeah.
Rope?
Yeah.
Okay, just rope. Can we add some new rules to that, or just rope?
Everyone, because I've been peppering that in there just to like help people to have a good time.
For 250 some odd episodes, Taryn has been saying rope just to get y'all drunk, is what you heard tonight.
You are so welcome. Also, everyone, I have the babies here, so I'm trying to mute my mic when they are talking / singing. But if you hear those noises, that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, you all remember
Imagine if that
Cheeky.
was
Well,
coming
now
from, like,
Wiggle
my
and
house or
Squiggle.
something.
No, what were their names? What were their names in the
Giggles
show?
and
Giggles and Wiggles.
Giggles and Wiggles. I said Squiggles. That's not right. Giggles and Wiggles may be somewhat audible in the background. So get ready for that. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about tonight. Anything? Okay, so again, it's difficult to talk about these episodes before we actually play them, right? Because we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But like anything that we want I'm still wired in. There we go. Anything that we want the viewers tonight to like keep an eye out for, or like fun moments that you remember that you're excited for people to see that we can like tease at. I mean, frankly, one of my favorite moments is the one that we teased in the video tweet that Alex did for us this week.
Well, I love that I was going through the episode and I found that moment and I literally texted you and said, I found the moment and described it to you.
He did. He told me immediately, which was super helpful because then I could just go into the video editing file and get it right away.
Yep.
So no problem there. I forgot to
I was like, that's it.
Talk amongst you. I did this last week too, but it's great because if I'm by myself streaming, I have to send it to a video to do this. But since you three are here, I can do it this way. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to put my eyeliner on.
Okay.
Well, in answer to the question you just asked, I think. Oh, go ahead, Taryn.
I just said there were 4 of us here. I just want to point that out.
4.
Sorry.
Ooh, you just got in trouble just now.
Yeah, that was a big call out. I think eagle-eared, is that a word? Eagle-eyed and eagle-eared listeners, there is a spoiler or two in this episode for a future episode, which
is?
I guess is kind of...
There is?
Do you have one word that can describe that without giving it away?
Without giving it away? No.
Yeah.
I know what
Yeah,
I
without-
can say
yeah.
next week. I'll have to think about that. But I know what the
Okay.
spoilers are because I am a nerd for D&D, and that's what it references. So I can post it because
I mean, I'll figure it out eventually. I only got one eye done. I got to go back. Hold on.
But there are clues about the future in this episode, so I think that's fun.
I mean, something. I'm
Oh.
trying to think of other like highlights from this episode that are really fun. I mean, it's kind of structured a little bit like last week's in that it kind of is in 4 parts, but I think those 4 parts are more interconnected in this episode. Like, I mean, we've split the party, but we have everything that we're doing individually has to do with everybody else.
Did you
Does that make
enjoy perfecting like the perfect checkmate on DM Jazzy Hands based on your situation?
Yeah, that's your
That's what I was
moment.
gonna say.
It's a good moment.
It's a
Just
good
wait.
moment.
Just wait,
Hey,
everyone.
Panda, welcome in. Oh my God. My stomach dropped in exactly the same way when I was editing this episode as it did in Los Angeles.
When we
It
recorded.
was, yes. Because it's been a month and a half, right? So like moment to moment, I don't necessarily, hey Tanya, moment to moment, I don't necessarily remember whatever, right? And so I did not remember that this was coming in this episode. And I started doing your thing, right? And I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. So get ready for that, y'all. Hey Seven, welcome in. Yeah, that's a good one. What else? Any other fun little things? I will say we I guess this is more to talk about next week, but since I was editing next week's episode, we do continue to give Taryn a reason for not being in studio this week. I missed it next week for reasons that will become clear. But yeah, we got to come up with a special thing for that. I just had a thought.
What's that?
You can tell when I start just repeating the same word over and over and sort of trailing off, it's because I'm trying to think ahead while live on the internet. So we have a couple of listener reviews that were sent in after we shot this season, so they aren't included in the episodes themselves, but I still want to read them. So how about we read one of them now, and then I'll read it again at the end of the episode because I want to make sure that everyone hears it because they're both great. Both of these reviews are very sweet. But why don't we do that now? Because we have 15 minutes left and we're already floundering. It's fine.
We are? I think this is going well.
Thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Jazzy
this
Hands
one,
hate this.
I had very high standards. I don't. You should watch some of my other streams. I just scream or am silent for whole minutes. Okay, so this one is on Apple Podcasts. This is a review on Apple Podcasts. For those of you who are not... there are definitely those of you who are not familiar with our show, which I love. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you enjoy the episode. Anytime we get a 5-star review, we read it at the end of the episode during the outro. And so that's what I'm going to do now. This is from Will the DM on November 26th, so like days after we finished shooting. And Will the DM says, listen to this podcast, all in capital letters. 5 stars. This podcast is so incredible. Just pure gold. I just wanted to thank y'all for everything you do. This podcast is what made me realize that I'm actually bisexual. Oh, we love that.
Oh,
yes.
Applause.
Hugely look up to Alex, well, all of you, and the representation that DM Jazzy Hens brings to the table into the world that you guys have created. As an aspiring dungeon master myself, I take a lot of inspiration, pun intended, from everything y'all do on this podcast, and as a person for everything y'all stand for. Can't wait for season 10 and series 2? ? So thank you, Will, the DM. That was very sweet, and I always love making people queer. No. But I mean, you could write a book about TTRPGs, and I just heard Sam laugh at me saying making people queer several seconds later. It was great. Actually, let me close that door. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
No, but really, we do like making people queer.
Yeah, that's the whole goal of the podcast.
That's actually season 2. That's our tagline.
Yeah.
Talk about the gay agenda.
That's what I was gonna say. It's on the agenda, and we're
on
just
the
trying
agenda.
to accomplish it.
I love
We like
it, I
to
love
check
it.
things off.
Make
Yeah.
podcasts to make people gay.
TLR, the gay agenda. Exactly right, 7. I'll start
like
taking
that,
notes
the
now.
TLR gay agenda.
That's what this whole podcast has been about. I mean,
Exactly.
I love it. That is a good title, though. TLR, the gay
It
agenda.
really is.
Yeah.
Shit.
I know. Uh-oh.
All right. Well, file that under. You know what? I'm going to put it in my void of bad ideas on Discord. Or is it void of good ideas? I don't remember.
Void of ideas.
Void of ideas.
No.
What else?
What a lovely review that was.
Yeah, it was a
Very
lovely
nice.
review. We have one more that we found. Actually, I think, did you find it, Robert, on our Facebook page, which I have not
I
logged
might have.
into in 2.5 years?
I only go on
Sorry, Facebook.
because of the Oculus, so I actually found it while I was Beat Sabering. and I was like,
Incredible.
oh,
Amazing.
yeah.
We'll read that one next week during next week's episode, but it is also quite sweet. You all who've left us reviews are the best, and I mean, you're all the best, but we really like reading them, and it's very nice, you know. We've said that a bunch of us have said this in a bunch of different ways on like panels and stuff, but like, I don't know. We started this podcast and we were sort of like, I don't know, maybe people will listen, but we'll be able to listen back and laugh a lot. And to be fair, we do still do that. Like, am I the only one who hasn't gone back and done a re-listen?
I haven't listened all the way through, but I
Okay.
have
Okay.
re-listened
only
to
done
bits
a
and
partial.
pieces.
Yeah. Okay.
I've listened to like chunks. At
Oh,
different
yeah.
times
You're
and
over here.
gone through, but never chronologically.
Yeah, that's right. We've talked
And
about that.
All the episodes with a Robert, that's the only ones I listen to.
I love the
Self-obsessed.
Roberts. I love the Roberts.
Good episodes.
I mean, I don't love being suddenly demanded that I do one of their voices because they have so many each,
Yeah.
and that was a lot.
You know what? I
That
don't know if I like the Roberts because they take maces and they.
I
Now
love the
that's not
Roberts.
true.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Robert.
But here's the thing: they could have gotten it back from me, and they did not.
Does that come up in this episode? Is
No,
that this episode?
definitely-
No. Okay.
Definitely
Later.
comes up
Okay.
soon, yeah.
I maybe.
Okay. Yeah, well, get ready, 7, because there's at least one episode that references the mace. So there's another thing for you eagle-eared. I hate that. That's not a thing.
Eagle-eared.
No, I hate it.
Oh, weird.
I love
Was that
it.
you? That was you, Robert. You
Yes, it was.
Another reason. File that under the gay agenda.
There's, I don't. $20 to whoever can figure out how this connects in my brain. There is a moment in next week's episode that I'm just want to tease now. But Shimmy Gang says still holding a grudge, huh? Where the whole cast, except for Karin, gangs up on me about a thing. And listen, you all ganged up on me in chat last week, and it was totally fair because I deserved it. But when they gang up on me in the episode next week, I expect all of you here in chat to come to my defense. I'm telling you now so that you can be prepared.
It's totally gonna happen. It's totally gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But for this week, let's see what other things happen. That we can be vaguely teasery about. Lydia gets mad at me. Well, Bizdira gets mad at me.
Of course.
Is it mad? Well,
I mean,
I guess.
she literally says, "I'm mad." So, yes.
Yeah, but is that mad though?
That doesn't sound like this at all.
We don't. What else? This is the problem. Because now I just have episode 3 on the brain.
Sure.
Well,
This
snap out of it.
This episode, because the party is split, does have some creative solutions to things. I think personally,
true.
The party doesn't often deal with problems on their own. They all look to Kit. I mean, they all solve it in their own
Shimmy.
ways. Whatever.
I mean, it's not untrue, Karin.
She's always right.
I mean, yeah. Flick will get revenge on that. Oh, I just saw that. Yeah, that's true. Karin does some great work, and Alex
I'm just gonna
cheats.
No.
No, in the episode, I literally say it's not cheating.
It's not cheating.
In the moment, I just
Don't
realized that we're
ignore
having
it.
this whole conversation about a moment these people have not seen.
No, they have no idea what we're talking about.
It's fine. When it gets there, though, they're gonna know immediately
Yeah,
There's a
because
lot of
I
build
knew
up to it.
immediately.
Yeah.
You slander my favorite character of TLR. How dare? Uh-oh.
Is that me? Who is that?
Yeah, who is that? I need to know now.
I need to know. Specify Shimmy Gang.
Shimmy on. You know that was not me. That I was reading Shimmy Gangot's chat.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it Flick.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
I think we knew
right,
that though.
Shimmy,
I think Shimmy might have told us that before.
Shimmy.
Is it? Wait,
I
I
knew
have
we
to
were
do this.
tight.
Go ahead, Dan.
Did we all?
I think the kids started. I think the baby started to yell.
I'm sorry.
She typed it in the chat.
Oh wait, Flick or the broom? Oh, that's a very good question. Oh, that's right.
Well-
Jimmy did say that in the review that we read.
Well,
Yeah.
It was
Because I think
more than
it's
5
so-
minutes ago. Go ahead.
Personal
Yeah.
favorite.
Flick is nothing without his broom.
I mean, listen, I will always laugh when I think of
can't
Flick
walk
with little exactly. Flick dangling from the broom, unable to support his own weight
Oh my god.
after years of sitting on the
The
broom.
world. It's been months. At
Exactly.
Most. Like,
It
it's
has
Yeah,
not been
that-
years.
It has not been years. He has lived most of his life, dare I say 98% of it,
Yeah.
without this broom.
Yeah. Oh man,
How silly.
how
So silly.
silly, but I do love it. I do love it.
Me too.
All right, so we are going to be losing you, Robert, after the episode, right?
Most
Okay.
likely.
Okay. Will we? Do you think we'll have the two of you, Alex and
Oh,
Karin,
yeah.
back? Okay, great. And Taryn, you'll be popping in and out as you can. Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I can.
Great.
Just depends on these babers.
The Babers. Great. So we can revisit all of this with more context for you all.
Yeah.
Later. That's great. What about the time Flick was on his broom in the buff due to moon magic chicanery? Yes.
I mean, it wasn't a choice, but it was definitely
was
a choice. You know what I mean?
So good. There were so many good moon magic moments.
There were. What were
Too
some
bad
of the-
there's
Wait,
never-
this is a fun
Go
thing that we could reveal.
Oh, okay.
To the audience, maybe some of the other moon magics.
Oh yeah,
that
well
were-
we
that
talk
were
about
sent
it.
in.
We talk about it in
Oh, right.
in one of the later episodes. In fact, I think you asked me that exact question in one of the
Maybe.
later episodes. The potted
Clearly, I
plan
found
is
it
correct,
interesting and would
7.
like everyone else to know.
Yeah, I don't, because there are a few new ones that we get this season, and A, I don't remember which ones they are, and B, I don't want to spoil them. So I'm gonna hold off, but Yes. The potted plant, the sheep, moon magic is always happening to Flick. It's true. And so often it either happens to you because that was the effect, or it happens to a random person and we roll randomly and it still happens to you.
Exactly.
I remember that the potted plant and the sheep were both that way, where I was like, I didn't even cast this spell.
Nope.
It
Nope.
just happened to me.
I think they were
Jordan,
both
thank you for that
my
gift sub to
fault.
Taryn. I think that's true, actually. Taryn, you now have access to my emotes in chat, just in case you want to spam me screaming into the chat.
I don't know how any of this works. But
Card, were you going to say something before I start talking about Taryn's emotes?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And if I was, I forgot it already.
Oh, Lordy.
There we go. There it is. Hey, Sundew, welcome in. Oh, you used the heart one. Welcome in, Sundew. Glad you could make it. Now everyone is screaming in chat. I love it. I love it. I start every non-this stream with my compilation of me being frightened by video game moments, and chat is just full of those emotes. Oh, there it is. Oh, you didn't use the animated ones, Robert. Everyone else is using the animated ones.
Oh, I didn't realize it was different. Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
I'm not a troll.
7 goes amateur. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like
Taryn's,
that one.
Taryn's getting it. All of these emotes done by the same person who did. Oh, we can't see it now because Robert is in the way. But the same person who did our emotes did our logo.
That's very right.
Yeah, that's very right. Thank you.
That's very right.
Love it.
We'll teach him. Yeah, that's right, Haley. We're gonna teach them. They'll learn. We'll learn them. My God, that'll learn them. Darn
Learn them up nice.
What is that? That's a song.
Learn them up good. Isn't
That'll
that a song?
learn them. Darn them. Is that from Oklahoma? What is that?
No.
Oh, I have
No,
no
it's the
clue.
card's like, no, absolutely not.
I know it's not from Oklahoma.
You're
I
welcome,
was
Jordan.
in Oklahoma as a teenager.
I mean, I was as an adult, and I still couldn't tell you for 100% sure. I don't remember shit.
That's a show I've avoided somehow.
I'm
but I've been in many a
jealous.
callback.
That show may have been my very first professional gig, unless you count the production of MAME that I did in my hometown at the professional theater, at the Bijou, that they only paid the first half of my stipend because I was non-ec at the time. And then the show closed, and we never got paid because the theater was condemned to be, well, it didn't end up being torn down. It was renovated from the inside out, but the building was condemned, and the business shut down, and they never paid us. So technically,
Hooray for
Oklahoma
working
then.
in theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
I was
Theater
17.
professionals
It was
unite.
great.
So, Alex, now you're gonna have to find a way to tie that into this episode since we have 1 minute left. How do you tie that?
Oh.
I'll tell you, we're getting pretty theatrical in episode 2 of season 10 of The Last Refuge.
Gods above.
And da 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 da, and then the curtains go.
Okay, I need to make sure that I am
I'm a
ready.
fool.
I love it. This one, yes. That is correct. Okay, once we tick over to 7:30, I will take us over to the video and we will start season 10, episode 2, The Fall of the Nodes.
Oh. We have names for each of these episodes?
I have titled every episode for...
Yeah. Shouldn't you know that, story consultant?
I definitely do that, of course.
You know what you must do. It's true, 7. You do have one. All right. There's our time. I'm loving this conversation. Keep it up in the chat. We're going to move on over to the video. Enjoy the episode, everybody. Happy gaming. Welcome to this week's episode of The Last Refuge. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands, and with me I have...
Zdira, Kid,
Bria.
And Fluke. Last week, the end of the world began. Disasters on all 4 islands, lights in the sky, visible magic, and an earth-shaking roar heard from the heart of the world. Now, we finally get to see our 4 adventurers, each on a separate island, racing to complete their elemental siphons, so that when they do finally confront the beast, they've completed as much of the early parts of the prophecy as possible. What obstacles will the party encounter? Will they make it to their respective nodes successfully? And if they don't, what does that mean when they finally do face the beast? Let's find out. Hey, y'all. Hello. How we feeling? We got one in the bag.
Nervous.
I have to apologize for one thing.
Let me really quickly say, of course, that we're very sorry that Taryn couldn't make it to us with us in studio today. Unfortunately, in order for the Beast to agree to appear in later episodes, just like before when she left the podcast, he needed collateral. So she is currently residing in the heart of the world. We hope she's okay.
Looks sunny there, though.
Yeah, it does.
For
look
now.
nice.
For now.
It's not too hot yet, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, huh?
All right. What do you have to
No,
apologize for?
I had to apologize for the fact
Public
that
apology.
a public apology that I just
had to get one.
I said my name like a teenage boy going through puberty, like Miss Dira.
I love it. I love it.
Joy of losing your voice.
You can explore your different voices that you have
You
inside of you,
know-
just like Flick does.
Right.
You know?
You know?
Uh-huh.
Miss Dira.
She's just warming up. So we're back with your characters. Last week was super fun. Did you enjoy getting to I mean, listen, it was rough, but you didn't have to worry too much. It wasn't.
No,
It wasn't your
great.
characters.
I mean, it added some levity to the whole situation, which I think we all appreciate.
I think we're gonna see that a lot, particularly
Good.
in the first half of the season. I think we're just gonna laugh our way through really awful things.
Laugh through the tears.
Don't worry, viewers, we'll cry plenty too.
This time you get to watch them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ugly crying all over the place.
It's gonna be
not
great.
everywhere.
It's
Yeah,
so
we all
bad.
got tissues, everyone.
Yeah, we're ready.
There's
There's a
tissues
couple
over
of
there.
Okay.
Tissues over there.
So you all have decided to split up and do this elemental siphoning on the outer islands. We talked a little bit in the planning season about how you could have done it there or tried to make it to the central node and do it there, but you all decided to do the individual ones. Yeah. So let's go around real quick and just let the viewers and listeners know who is taking which island before we get started, just so we know what to expect. So let's start with you, Bazira.
I'm gonna be taking the eastern island with the Earth Key.
Okay. Flick.
I'm taking the air key to the southern island.
Okay, great. And Kit.
I'll be in the north with the water key.
All right. And Bria.
So then I'll be in the west with the fire.
You did it. You did it. We set it
I
up
had
for you.
to, I'm glad that you did it because I didn't have to.
I could see you looking through your notes like, oh, God, I
Scrambling
don't
through
know.
your sheets.
Guys, it's in the text message thread.
Which one?
Yeah.
The one with just the 4 of us.
Oh.
Where there's
The
so
secret
many.
one.
That secret one that I have for years wanted to get my hands on.
We'll print it out for
It's
you
not
someday.
that interesting.
I love it. I love it. I mean, should we
Let's
should we
go.
do it? I know we're all a little like, okay, let's do it. Okay. Let's get to it. So we've heard who's going where. So for this one, we are going to start in the eastern island, which I believe is Bizdira.
it.
Yeah.
Starting with me. How dare you?
All right.
You're
So
up,
we're
Biz.
starting with Bizdira. You ready?
Do I have a choice?
No, absolutely not. But I'm asking the question anyway.
I have a question.
Oh my God.
Thank
Oh
you.
Lord.
Yes. Tim.
Can we interrupt while it's happening?
You know, not as your characters, because you are hundreds, if not thousands of miles apart. But I don't see me saying no actually stopping you is the truth. So sure. I mean,
So
listen,
just
we have a story to tell. We have a
Yep.
little bit of a flow, but
Yep.
we've been doing this for 5.5 years, and your interruptions are, part of the fabric of the show. So yeah, go for it.
mine specifically. Yeah.
Yes.
You're
thank you.
specifically. Also, this will be a great opportunity to prove that I don't edit you to sound like you interrupt more often than you
No,
do, like you
you're still
accused
gonna-
me of.
You're still gonna edit this. This is all. You're not. Yeah. No. Don't
The
even.
worst. You're the worst. Okay. You ready, Bazira? Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't
go.
answer. It's
Yeah.
fine. You stand, Bizdira, at the outskirts of the ruined central city of the Eastern Island and look out on an enormous crater. A sinkhole has swallowed what was left of the city, and somewhere down there, somewhere deep down below, is the node. What do you do?
How much rope do I have? Drink. Anyone following along with the TLR?
It's been a
drinking
while.
game?
It's been a
time
while.
to drink.
Oh my goodness.
Did I take all of the rope, or do I just have what I usually have?
That's very funny. I think you probably have some extra rope. So let's say 100 feet instead of 50.
Okay. How far down is it?
More than 100. I mean, it's way past what you
fine.
can see, right? I mean, your dark vision only extends to 60 feet anyway, and it gets pretty dark pretty quick. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not really concerned about things. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm monk. Slow fall.
What?
Rope.
Okay,
Those
go
are just
ahead.
words. You're just saying words.
Those are words.
Out loud.
Those are very
Cheese.
important words.
Merry-go-round.
Do not tease me with cheese if you don't have any
sorry.
to give me.
I'm sorry. All right, what's Miss Deer's doing? What's Miss Deer doing? All
She's the merry-go-round.
right, Biz, what are you doing?
All right, Biz, is there any kind of like rock or tree anywhere nearby?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of
Okay.
debris and like upshot rocks, and yeah,
So
for sure you can anchor it.
She's gonna anchor the rope
Yeah.
on one side, and then she's going to tie the last end around her waist.
Okay.
And then she's just gonna start to basically belay herself down.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make me, let's see. You've got yourself secured. So first make me a sleight of hand check to just check those knots.
Oh no.
What'd you roll, Bazira?
That's a 5.
Uh-huh.
That's what's going.
Okay. Now make me an athletics check with advantage because you have the rope. So let's see if it matters. Maybe it doesn't matter that the securing knot that's
what-
holding you to the rope isn't.
What about acrobatics?
Listen, I thought you were a monk with slow fall and speed and whatever.
Okay, with
Gross.
advantage. With
Merry-go-round.
advantage,
Uh-huh.
it's a 23.
Okay, so you, it very quickly becomes clear that like though the oh, you know what? Make one more sleight of hand check. Yeah, let's have some fun. Oh my
10.
God. Okay, but 10 is okay. 10 was the DC. All right, so the knot up above where you anchored the rope is secure, but very quickly you like at one point you just ever so slightly sort of lose your grip, and it very quickly becomes clear that the harness ropes or the harness knots that you've made are not gonna hold you. So you just really muscle through it and hold on tight to this rope as you climb down as far as you can. Make a perception check for me, Bizdira. Can't wait to see it. Okay.
It's 13.
So as you get about 2/3 of the way down the rope, so I don't know, 60, 70 feet down, right, you begin to see, of course you find, on various ledges and things in this crater, in this giant sort of hole shaft, let's say all the words that make you guys giggle. You can see, you find bits of the foundations of buildings. The city above was already ruined, right? So it's not like there are full whole buildings down here, but you see rubble, you see pieces, but you also see holes, tunnels maybe, big in the sides of the crater as you go down. They begin to appear about 60, 70 feet down.
Worms.
Never say never.
In Bizdeer's head, she's like, fucking Bria.
She knows.
She is going to try to avoid.
Tell me more.
But she's just gonna kind of like bounce around, not too much because she doesn't
Okay.
want to fuck with the rope at the top.
Yeah. Listen, it was a 10. It was enough, but not much.
Yeah.
Not by much.
But yeah, she's just gonna keep going and
Okay.
try to keep like awareness around her and
Okay.
like listen for any kind of slithering sounds coming down.
Gross. Okay. First question. What's your passive perception?
12.
Okay. Right. None of you have good ones except for Kit.
No. Kit's
Oh, and Flick now.
I-
That's right.
I
I'm
do.
sorry. I forgot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So you're keeping an ear out. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything moving. You get to the bottom of the rope. What's the plan now? Because this thing, it's at least 61 feet more to go.
Can I?
Probably.
Probably. So she's going to this is gonna be weird. She's gonna kind of try to like turn around so she's facing down, and then she's just gonna start running.
Oh, wild.
because monk move it, vertical surfaces.
Okay, interesting. I like it. And we've already determined that your harness knots are shit, so they'll come free right when you need them to anyway.
Yeah.
Make... Can I adjust this a little bit?
Sure.
Instead of straight down.
Circle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you start running around?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Make an
Absolutely.
acrobatics check.
Thank God I have good acrobatics. It's a 14.
Okay, so you get it started, and you begin to run, and you sort of make the circles, and there's that that you're reaching the end of the rope, right?
Yeah.
Is this going to be
Can
enough? Have I
feel it
gotten
coming
enough
on.
speed?
Yeah.
I'm already starting sort of sideways, so maybe the mechanics are a little different. The knot comes free, and you keep running.
Yes.
Um,
And you can see her go, woohoo! But very
As-
quietly.
As you run, make a perception check for me, because 12 ain't gonna do it.
Mm.
I love being able to see your rolls immediately. This is great.
Neither
I'm
does
sad
it-
I won't be able to see
neither
anybody
does an
else's.
8. Neither does
An 8. Yeah. Bizdira, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Whoa.
As an enormous... Now, it's not what Bria drew, but one of those earthworm things that you fought comes firing out of one of the tunnels.
One of the ones that ate Flick.
Yeah, trigger
Uh-huh.
warning.
That's
Thank
the
you.
one.
Sorry.
It's fine.
It's a 16 for a dex save.
Bizdira.
Do I get eaten?
You do not get... No, you don't get eaten. It wasn't that bad.
No eating. He's stealing my dice to do this. It's very offensive.
Karin, would you like to say rude?
No.
No. Bizdira, you take 26 bludgeoning damage, as it clearly isn't out to get you, but it just knocks you aside. And I now need a strength saving throw to see if you can grab onto a ledge or if you're going to take some falling damage. Oh. Okay. The good news is, though, you did say monk, so...
I did say monk.
What did you get?
I crit failed.
Yeah. So, so here's what we're going to do. You are going to fall 100 feet.
Here's the thing.
I know. Go ahead. You did crit fail, so it's not going to be nothing, but go on.
Slow fall.
Tell me more.
I'm using my reaction
Great.
to reduce any falling damage by
50.
50.
Okay. We're going to reduce it by 25 because you crit failed,
Okay.
which feels, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. I have the dice here.
He's
8,
using my dice against me.
9, 10. Okay.
Oh my god.
I said 100 feet. It's a d6 per 10 feet.
My goodness.
As I'm falling, can I give myself my healing hands?
Give me a minute.
Just a question.
I feel like you should wait till after, because you'll give yourself healing hands, and then you'll hit the floor, and it'll all be gone again.
Yeah,
True.
alright, that's fair.
So it was 42 bludgeoning damage as you fall. Reduced by 25 means you're going to take 17 more bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
That could have been so much
That's
worse.
How's-
Yeah.
so much.
It could have.
worse.
I rolled a lot of 1s and 3s.
Thank
How's Bizdira? How's Bizdira doing? I'm curious.
You know, she lands and she goes, "Ow." And I think she's gonna use her healing hands just because she doesn't know what the hell she's gonna come up against next.
Okay.
Your healers approve. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah,
All right.
that's what she's gonna do.
Okay. You can now see the bottom, though. The problem is there is a lot of debris. The walls down here begin to crumble even more. Certainly you can walk around them, but some places look unsteady. Some places look like they may not even hold your very quick-footed monk weight. But worse than that, there is about 20 feet from the bottom, and you can see the node at the very bottom, but about 20 feet above that, there's a whole layer where most of the floor has not actually collapsed. There's a tiny little tube in the middle that you can see the node through, but other than that, it's about a, 100-foot diameter, maybe more than 150-foot diameter circular space, and the floor is covered with earthworms, bullets, earth elementals, Galebdur. You're gonna have to get past them one way or another.
Where's I need Kit and her staff with the pass without trace.
Mhm.
Well,
Uh,
you ain't got it.
Yeah. Okay, so and have they noticed me yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Can I see a way to get down into the node chamber easily? Like that where
You
I
could
can
jump.
see it. Can I?
You could jump and try and aim. Of course, if you are off, you'll either land amongst them or impale yourself on the node.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. I think
That
this
would
is
be a way to go.
how how far is it to get from where I am to the small space where I can get down to the node?
You got about 40 feet between where you are on a little ledge and the hole.
Okay, so I think
Actually, it's probably more like 60 because you need to get to the middle of the room.
Right.
Oh no, much more than that. Oh hell! Wait, quick math. Stop it. Let's say it's actually closer to 80 feet
okay.
distance.
So I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to step back a little bit.
Yeah.
And shuffle my feet. Get ready. And I'm going to dash, and then I'm gonna key point dash. And what I want to do is I want to obviously I can run vertical surfaces, so go down,
yeah.
and then basically want to slide my way in and down into the node.
So you, let me just make sure I understand. You want to run down the wall.
Yeah.
You want to run to the floor.
Yeah.
You want to slide in between the bullets, the earthworms, the Galebdur, and the earth
I want
elementals.
to run through them, but then when I get close to it, I want to slide like I'm sliding into home base.
Got it.
And then go down into
Holy bananas. Okay. Here's what we're going to do.
And if I need
By
to...
all means.
No. And, I mean, help me out here.
I know.
If I need to, jump, obviously I'm not going to run to the ground and then go down. No, I'll jump towards off the wall and then...
All right. Make an acrobatics check to start.
I love this game.
Me too.
Help me out here, she says.
She says.
How'd you do?
I love that you two are sitting next to each other.
I'm so
I
mad,
don't know
Drew.
if anyone noticed earlier, but when you rolled, you went to tickle his face.
How'd you do?
I did a 26.
Okay, so you managed to clear about half the distance between the wall and the little hole in the center as you push off the wall and leap in there. I need you to now make a series of, let's say, I need one. Let's do 2 dexterity saving throws and 2 acrobatics checks. Is that the same modifier for you?
Dexterity saving throws and modifiers?
And acrobatics.
And acrobatics,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, great. So just make 4 of those checks, whatever you want to call them. What is it?
A 9.
Great, next.
A 15, this die is going away.
Oop, okay.
A 20.
Okay.
And a 25.
Okay, so as you are running, you get sort of snapped at and caught by some of the creatures as you're going. So you're dodging, you're doing the best that you can. I'm just gonna pull 4d12 out of here real quick. What?
Do not like that. I already used my healing hands here.
So the first time you get caught by something, you take 29 piercing damage. Still up? Yeah. The second time you get caught by something, oh, this was not as good a roll. You take 20 more bludgeoning damage. Yes. Still up?
Nope.
Oh no.
Okay. Make me one more dexterity saving throw. What'd you get?
I got a...
Okay. You get snapped at and bitten and clawed upon by all of these creatures of Earth. But your momentum slides you, and you fall through the hole and land next to the node. We'll come back. Let's go to the northern island. Who's there?
Me.
All right, Kit. You have been traveling for a while already on this island as well. You have finished crossing the mountains that you needed to cross to get to the center, and you see laid out before you, as we saw last week, that the entirety of the plain where the Arcanium was located has been flooded and frozen solid. You cannot see the Arcanium structure It is beneath the ice.
Excuse me?
What do you do?
Cry.
I just sink. I just sink to my knees and cry.
She finds some skis made out of water weird.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, this spell is not for ice, it's for water.
I mean, an argument could be made. Tell me more.
Well, I can control water. That is a spell, an ability that I have.
It's true.
And one of the things that I can do when I have that spell is I can part the water. So I'd like
Oh.
to part myself a little path.
Okay, that's interesting. I kind of like that. Why don't you do this? Why don't you make me a spellcasting modifier check, so a wisdom check, to see if you can direct, because as you said, like if we're parting the seas, right, that speaks to liquid water, but maybe you're strong enough.
It fell out of
Yeah,
my thing.
reroll.
Can I roll it
Yeah,
again? 'Cause
yes,
that
keep
was
it in the tray.
Yeah, that was really bad. We need to do it again.
Okay, that one was much better.
Great.
That's a 22.
We gotta get all the help she can get with rolls. It was a 20. What?
A 22.
Okay, so let's see. See, part water, and what's the 300 feet? Okay, so you can get about. Well, it's up to you. You can either make a path halfway to the center, and that actually is going to protect you from like the winds and things as well, or you can get to the center and tunnel 300 feet down with this spell. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not enough to get all the way to the Arcanium, but it's a good chunk of the way.
I vote for option 2.
Option 2. Okay. In that case, along the way, make me 2 Constitution saving throws and 2 Dexterity saving throws, please.
Hold, please.
She's
One-
still wearing
one
her
moment.
Sherpa, right?
What are you talking about?
Sherpa.
Oh, that's true. If you have anything that gives you cold resistance, the Constitution saving throws have advantage.
I don't.
Okay, well, then make them rolls.
Can Azira have given her
No!
her cold resistance right?
No!
Hold on. I think that
You
I
all
have
had
to.
months to play on that.
14 to be exact.
I didn't think about the ice.
Well,
That's a
that
good point. We
seems
should
like
have
a
thought
Miss
about
problem.
that.
should have
but, as I am. You're not going to tell me that.
I'm probably not.
But you know what? I think that as she's going along, she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's too cold. Bizdira didn't give me her cold resistance. How
Damn Bizdira.
rude.
Has
I'm
Bizdira's
so
leg
offended."
broken by her node?
And I think I'm gonna say to myself, you know what? I think it's time for a wild shape.
Oh.
And I would like to turn myself into a polar bear, so I have
Yes.
some nice fur to
Absolutely.
keep me warm.
Use that polar bear con.
All right. Okay, so you said 2 con.
2 con, yeah, with polar bear con, and then 2 dex with polar bear dex, which I imagine
jeez
is not
Louise.
great.
Okay, so the first one's a 9. I'm not a very sturdy polar bear. Oh my freaking god! And everything keeps falling out.
Do you need another? I have one for you.
No.
Okay.
All of my dice are not my friend. Okay, so that one was a 11
Okay.
for the second con.
Okay.
And then, the first dex check is an 18 though,
Okay.
and the second one is a 9.
Well, hey, we're consistent. What was your first con?
A 9, I think.
I think so.
So 9.
9, 11, 18, and 9.
Good thing you
You
wild shape.
know-
You got some extra hit points on you. You're good. 12 cold damage.
Wait. I have to set up my life counter with the polar bear stats.
Okay, so it's a total of 16 because I just rolled 4 1s on my next roll.
Okay, that's not terrible.
And then that was a little better. 16 more bludgeoning damage as bits of ice get blown into you
Poor little polar
on the way
bear.
down. Yeah. Still polar bear?
Yeah.
Great. All right. So you get there. Now you come out of polar bear to cast the spell, right? Because that was all to get to the center.
Yes.
Okay. So you come out of polar bear. You cast control water.
Yeah.
You manage to get 300 feet down. You can see now like a dark spot lower in the ice, and that looks like the Arcanium is just barely visible, but you have some more ice to get through.
I'm gonna cast Control Water again.
Sure.
Listen,
Hey, if it works.
if I can do it,
Absolutely.
why not?
Let's get another wisdom check, another spellcasting ability check.
All right. Another 22.
Okay. That's, you manage to tunnel through and get down. You drop down a little bit, and you get to your node.
Hooray! I made it!
I am offended.
That was so easy!
Somewhere, Bizdira's unconscious body is like, damn it, kid. All right, let's head to the north next. Who do we have on the north?
We were just in the north.
We're going to the west next. Who do we have in the west?
Hey.
All right, Bria, you
Yeah.
stand at the entrance to the Arcanium. You can feel the heat of all of the creatures from the plane of fire that have escaped into the Arcanium. Now, the Guardians and the Kobolds and the Orcs have managed to keep them at bay, as we heard in some of your journal entries. So they're all still inside. They haven't gotten out to wreak havoc, but now you have to get by them to get to the 4th level and get to your node. Too many in here to face alone, you know. Even with any protections you might have from fire, it's just an overwhelming force. What do you do?
So I have actually taken Kit's staff with me.
No, you haven't.
We all have kid staff.
We are all Kit staff.
Little do you know that I
Absolutely.
actually
I
have
am
the staff.
Kit staff. Yeah.
No!
Yeah, what are you doing, Priya?
I mean, I don't know that there's anything for me to do except just try to be really sneaky.
Okay. Do me a favor. This first level, you will remember from all of those seasons ago, is the kind of almost maze-like, kind of traditional dungeon, right? Where you all met the 4 creatures, one of which still has Flick's mace somewhere.
Will you grab it while you're in there?
I got plenty of time, don't worry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Just cash. So first thing I want you to do is I'll take a history check, or I will take also, I'll take survival to just see if you can remember the most direct routes to the stairs on this level.
I'm gonna go ahead and do survival. It gives
Okay.
me a little bit extra.
Okay, great. I'll take it.
Okay, that's a 17.
That's enough to remember. Yep, you got the basic path that you're going to take down, so that's great. All right, and you're trying to what? What did you say you were doing to get there?
Just be sneaky.
Yeah. All right. I am going to need, and I know, I understand there are certain things about this that will make it a bit easier, but I need you to go ahead and make me 2 stealth checks, please. 2 dexterity stealth checks.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a lucky.
Okay.
That's not what I want. Someone help me.
I can't. What'd you get?
I'm gonna do another lucky.
Oh, wow. My goodness. All right.
I've only got 3 of those.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the first one is going to be a 24.
Absolutely great.
And then the second one is going to be a 22.
Whew. Okay, yes, you managed to make it to the staircase. My first one, just so you know, I rolled a 12, but the second one was much higher, but a 22 will beat it. So you managed to get through. You see Azer's fire methods, those little creepy magman creatures that like laughed and chittered at you all those years ago when you came to the second level. You see them just inhabiting this place. You don't really see any sign of any of the constructs that you saw here the last time, but you're also not stopping to chat, I imagine. And you manage to make it to the stairs, and you head down to the second level. You get down to the second level, where you see a new collection of creatures. These a little bit bigger, a little bit scarier. You see fire elementals. You even see some of the armored fire elementals, and you see those fire salamander creatures. This level, the good news is that it's a much more direct route to the stairs, because if you remember, this is the level that all of Fieren's journals were on, so the whole center of the area is just mostly open, although things have happened, so there's plenty of debris for you to hide around and get cover through. You can still make your stealth checks, but this time I don't need the check to find the path, as it were. So 2 more stealth checks. We can do them one at a time if you want to sort of feel it out before you make decisions about your last lucky point.
Okay. And then I want to bring this up before just so I understand the mechanic.
Yeah.
If I want to, like, let's say that, like, if I feel like I'm going to get caught or something, can I use my mage hand to, like, hit something over or whatever to gain advantage? Should I do
that's
that in
interesting.
advance?
You should, yes, you should do that in advance, and you can do it on one of the two on this level, and then when we get down to the third level, assuming you make it that far, you can do it again.
Okay, so I'm going to roll both, and then I'll let you know which one I'm using it for, yes? Or...
Just roll the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, roll the first one. Now, you can decide now if you want to do Mage Hand to give yourself advantage. Because I like that idea, but then I'm going to want to know what you push over.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Describe it. What are you doing here?
Just because I love the journal so much, and I know there's. Was this the level that had all of the paper up on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna like hit that board.
Okay.
And I want all the papers to go flying.
Okay, I like that. All right, go ahead and give yourself advantage. Roll again for this one. I will roll also.
Oh, that's much better. Okay. That's a 31.
Yeah, no, I was never gonna hit that. Jeez and Pete's. Yeah, okay, great. Let's do the second one. You get halfway across the room, nobody spotted you.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's a 20.
Yeah, you're fine. I rolled a 2. Not a modified 2, but I rolled a 2 on the die. Okay, so you make it across this hallway, and you can see just as you hit the papers with your mage hand, they just immediately, fire elementals are on it, and whatever notes and papers were there go up in flame. But you make it to the door, you slip through the door, and you head downstairs to the third level, which is the most dangerous for so many reasons, not the least of which is this is where the portal to the plane of fire is, on Guard's side. So if you remember, Guard is the path to the right, or well, Guard's not there anymore, but Guard was the path to the right. Rithmala's hallway was to the left, and then there is that crystal window in the middle that gives access to Uza.
Are you asking me which way I'm going?
I am asking you what you do next, which probably should include which way you're going, yes.
Okay, and am I going to, just so I know for my lucky, am I going to need to roll anything on the fourth?
No, you will not, no.
Okay. My instinct is I want to go towards Rithmala's side.
Okay, great. Okay, as you head over that way, you can see that there are, just as before, there were those living enchantment spells, you remember, or living darkness orbs and all of that in that hallway. There's no sign of them anymore, but in their place are moving, seemingly living globules of fire now. Living fire floats up and down the hallways, and you see, after you watch a few minutes, you see a figure float by, and it looks like an Ifriti, a fire genie, sort of is wandering the halls in this area. And just as you take your final peek, you can see down at the end a burst of fire and the muzzle of what is obviously a red dragon. Oh. What we doing? Fighting the dragon.
Here we go.
Okay.
Take out my dagger. I'm just gonna keep being sneaky.
Yep, and there is place for it. Again, enough has sort of collapsed and gone to hell down here that, yeah, there are places to hide. There's ways to sneak.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
I'm gonna do my mage hand again.
Okay.
And how much are the little do they weigh enough that can I push it with my mage hand? Can I like push it? I picture them like jellyfish, like hitting each other. And
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Sure, yeah.
I don't know how to
That's funny. I like that. Yeah.
Tap, tap,
It's
tap,
distracting.
tap.
It's like a lava lamp that's distracting. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. I love that.
Oh my god, I rolled the same number.
Okay, what was it?
That's a.
I mean, I guess you could
The
choose
math?
before you
It's
say
a-
it. I guess you could choose to
Yeah.
use your lucky on this one too if you wanted. But then your next one would just be a roll with no ability to modify it.
That's kind of fun.
Fun
Okay.
is one word for
No,
it.
you
Okay.
Know what? You know what? We're gonna just take it. So it's gonna be a 19.
Okay, that is enough.
Okay.
That is enough. I rolled a 5 on the die that time.
Okay.
You got one
so
more.
One more. Here we go.
Okay.
Um,
Are you luckying
Alright,
it? I'm gonna
I'm
puke.
gonna do my lucky.
I'm gonna puke. This is too much.
You understand that she's been rolling 19s and she's like, oh my god, I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
well,
enough.
that's probably true.
Like, come on.
That's
If
how
it's-
poorly. That is how poorly I'm rolling on the dice.
Yeah.
But if you're not rolling a 30, you're just like, I'm not
It's too bad.
comfortable
Yeah,
with
it's not
this.
good enough. All right, what'd you get?
This is a bit. Some of us want to get to our nodes, Bizdira.
Hey, I got there. I'm just not conscious.
Oh my god, that's true. That's fair. What you got, Bria?
It's a 38.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
On the second roll.
What did I tell you?
I love it. Yes. Okay. The dragon sneezes and is wiping its face of that sneeze, and you just slip by, and you make it to the stairway. You go down, and you see there the Western Island node. Let's go to the.
And Flick's maze.
Let's
and
go.
I
No,
picked it
you
up.
go to the south.
Yes,
Let's go to the south. The city in the center of the southern island is a husk of what it used to be. The museum / Arcanium has been completely leveled. The foundation shows through in places. You can just barely see the node visible below because this island's beacon, the yellow light, is coming straight up from it. And you can see it a little bit. But in your way is an enormous storm that we saw brewing last week. But now that you're this close, you can see that this storm is sentient. It is alive. It is aware. And it does not want you to get to the node. Now, on the upside, Flick, you do have a few folks with you who are going to try and help. Mirko's there. Hush is there. And a really unsettling copy of Bizdira is there.
Really? Okay, love. Wait, so it was Hush Bizdira, copy Bizdira,
And Mirko.
and Mirko. Oh gosh, okay.
Do I get to play for
You do not.
Mean.
Yes. You got to get down there, but this storm, amorphous as it is and large as it is going to be hard to get past.
Hmm.
You could certainly try, but it doesn't seem like it would be any easier than just trying to defeat it.
How far away is the node?
I mean, you're about 100 feet from, like, horizontally, and then it's 4 stories down, so 40 feet down.
I will look to my companions. And
Yep.
I will
Listen,
say,
we can't think of
and I'm gonna look
everything.
at I'm gonna look at you especially and say thank you so much for being here right now with me. He's gonna play a ditty on his flute,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I see it coming.
and he's gonna cast Dimension Door
Yeah, of course he is.
to get past the storm, so that I can get to the node and siphon the energy out of it.
Breaking the game.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I there's always gonna be things that I miss,
You know,
and that was one of them. Okay, but here's
it's a
what
really
I do want.
nasty
Here's what I
sounding
do
tune,
want,
too.
though.
Mhm.
I want a charisma check. I want a spellcasting ability check.
All right.
Because you cannot see your destination. You know where it should be.
Oh.
You spent time there. But let's see how precise this dimension door is.
All right. Charisma what?
A charisma check.
That is a 16.
Yeah. I think you open your dimension door in the wall of the node chamber. It was a very near thing. But you open that dimension door in the wall. You step through. You're there in the node chamber.
That's what I thought.
That's my tidal wave.
There
That's
you
my
go.
tidal wave.
There you
Oh,
go. We
it's
all
so
need our
dimension door.
moment.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. You shouldn't be sorry. That's fine.
I'm mad.
Why? Why?
Because I had to work for mine.
And the rest of them didn't? The rest of them
Excuse me,
didn't make 4 to 8 different checks to get there? More checks, in fact, than you made.
I made this flute by myself. I made this flute.
You don't start. You cheated.
Okay.
You just cheated.
Fine. Still, I'm angry.
Bizdira, make me roll a d20.
As you take like all of my dice to play with.
Sorry. Listen, I'm nervous.
You don't think I'm nervous?
A 19.
A 19.
Roll another one.
These are death saves.
I'm not. They are rolls of a d20. I don't know what to tell you.
15.
Roll another one.
6.
Roll another.
18.
You all arrive in your node chambers in one situation or another. And you have been told what you have to do when you get here. Each of you has your elemental key, and Rithmala has been able to explain to you the ritual, the process by which you need to attach this key to the node and siphon out the elemental force from the central node. Flick, what is the first step in the siphoning ritual?
There is, as Rithmala pointed out, there's a little, call it like a slot at the very base of the node that fits all of the keys. Each node has its own individual sort of slot that he places. The air key is a boomerang, and so he places the boomerang into that slot, and it locks in.
Okay, what does it look like when it locks in? Does it do anything?
Every sort of sigil and everything on the boomerang begins to glow, and the node begins to glow from base up.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So all of you place, 3 of you place your keys in the slot at the bottom, and the air node begins to glow yellow. The water node glows blue. The fire node glows red. Bria, what's the second step in the siphoning ritual?
We place our hand onto the key itself as it's starting to come up, and from the fire key, it almost looks like a mini version of that dragon that I just went by, that kind of like swirls, like its tail swirls around the node itself, like wrapping it like a rope. And it wraps it all the way around, and then as it finishes, it solidifies into like whatever color matches best. So obviously mine would be like a gold. It solidifies in like a gold onto the node itself.
Okay, I like that. So as that begins to happen, we get a gold beginning to wrap around the fire node. We get, I think, a silver on the blue of the water node. We get a sort of bronzish color for the yellow of the air node. Kit, what's the third step?
So the third step is keeping one hand on the elemental key. We have to place our second hand on the swirling energy, essentially, at near the top where it all begins to come from.
I like it.
And then once you've done that, you have to slip into a meditative state.
Yes. And so each of you waits with your hands in place and watches as the colors swirl and approach your hand. And the minute that they reach the top of the node, you feel yourself pulled almost into a sort of in-between space. And you were ready for it. Rithmala warned you. And you just take a deep breath and breathe through it and enter this trance. But you find yourselves not in, but feeling the elemental plane that you're siphoning from to. So Bria, you see fire everywhere, rivers of lava. Kit, you are underwater. You can breathe. It's a strange sensation, but you see vast cities under the water. And Flick, you find yourself floating, standing on a cloud as winds whip back and forth and creatures fly through the sky. Bizdira, you had the fourth step. You knew the fourth step. Tell us what it is. I can also do it.
I mean, first of all, I'm not in this astral thing because haven't put the key in yet.
Yeah, no, you're unconscious.
Yeah, well, did I not get?
Yeah, I mean, no, 3 deaths just could save successes don't mean you're conscious. Mm-hmm.
So they're in the meditative state.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is how my brain sees it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if all 4 of us were there, we would all have to join hands.
I like that.
Yeah.
The 3 of them find themselves in their own planes, but also within view of each other.
Yeah.
Because everything is connected to the center. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so so going off of that, right?
Yeah.
So when all 4 are there, you can see the center, and you connect with each other and like go towards the center to pull. Like it's kind of like you see like cords, right, going through like astral cords, going through all 4 of them, and then going into the center node and coming back out, like bringing the power out.
Yeah.
But because there's only 3 of them,
Yeah.
it's not complete yet.
So the 3 of you arrive in your various states in these planes, and you wait. You wait for Bizdira to show up. You hope. You wait. But things are getting hard to hold on to. Whatever energy is pulling you there through this meditative state, you're breathing through it, you're staying calm, you knew it was going to happen, but the pull is getting powerful and difficult to resist. And eventually you know that you'll have to close the circle without her. But you can still do 3. And 3 is not nothing. And Bizdira's attempt was important still, because though you all may not realize it yet, the key made it to the chamber, and that counts for something. And so the 3 of you, finally accepting that Bizdira's probably not going to make it here, join hands, begin to pull. And we see the 3 of you on the material plane, hands placed on the node, and the nodes begin to glow. And then you begin to glow. And the power rises, and the energy increases, and it becomes painful. And then there's a flash. And anyone on the surface sees in the sky that red beacon goes out. And the blue beacon goes out. And the yellow beacon goes out. The green beacon remains, but only that one. The next thing everyone on the surface sees are enormous, incinerating explosions come from the nodes. And when the light fades, there is nothing left. Only Bizdira, unconscious by the eastern node, the key lying on the ground, glowing softly, pulling towards the node itself. And that's where we're going to leave it for this week. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of The Last Refuge. We want to thank all of the people who made it possible for us to be here today. This was a difficult choice for the cast. What was more important? Siphoning these separately, taking the risk, going to the center? There were dangers for both choices. They made theirs. Happy gaming, y'all.
Hi, everybody. We're back. How's everyone doing? We hope you enjoyed the episodes.
Oh God.
What have you done? Good. Yes, that feels right. Screaming. Yes, I love that. Yeah. I mean, listen. Oh, I see that Taryn is waiting. I forgot that Taryn left the... Okay, hold on. I got to put Taryn back in here so that she can also join us in the talking about the thing. Is that a text from my mother? I bet any money. Oh, no, it's a text from Taryn telling me she's backstage. Hi, Taryn.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can now, yes.
I am honored to be considered as a mother to you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, here's what I will say. There does exist an episode next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all I want to say. We will totally talk about things that happened in that episode. And I said what I said at the end of the episode. And we'll see y'all next week. Because there is an episode about something. So that's all.
Miranda Priestley.
That's all.
That's all.
Okay, but we can... I feel like we need to, I need to give them a few moments. Before, but what should we talk about?
Well, do they have questions for us and we can try to answer?
Now, hold on a second. I have to address something that my mother just said in chat, which is that she appears to be concerned for Bizdira, who, in fact, as far as we can tell, is the only one who survived.
Who actually lived.
So I am a little confused about my mother's concern for Bizdira specifically.
Well, now she's... Who knows what she's up to now that she's the only one.
I mean, hey, Winterborn one, welcome in. I'm glad you did too. Episode 2 of this season. Very exciting stuff. Yeah, so anyway, but that's all I want to say about the end of this episode. We can talk about other parts of the episode. If you have questions, we have got everybody but Lydia and Robert with us at the moment. So if you've got questions for any of us, for stuff about that episode or in general, but not about the end of the episode, you can toss them in chat. Start it with a question in all caps, please, just so that my eye catches it. And I don't miss your question, because I have a tiny little chat box, and I will miss it.
Can I give a little spoiler? A Taryn kind of spoiler?
Well, you want to send it to me first for clearance?
No, because it's not real. It's pretend.
Oh, well then, yeah, that kind of Taryn spoiler, sure.
Okay, everyone had to go on maternity leave. Every single person
yes.
had a maternity leave.
Well, no, that's what we wanted to... Yeah, I mean, that is a spoiler, though, because it's TLR2, the children years. So, where our kids all collectively... Yeah.
all night long, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What an episode.
This is a great episode for a lot of reasons, but I think that I gotta say I really enjoyed breaking the game a little bit and just
I know you did
everything that I had to do. It was fun.
Question for you.
Love that Winterborn one. Okay.
Did anyone else know you were going to do that? Had you talked to anyone about that? I mean, we kind of knew like which islands we were going to be doing. So did you have an idea? We didn't know what we were coming up against, but did you have an idea of like, I'm going to use this to break the game?
Alex.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking to you.
No. You with your dimension door.
No, absolutely not. No. I literally was, as he was talking, he was describing the storm. And then I came upon Dimension Door in the spell list. I was just going through spells just to be like, okay, I have who with me? What do they do? Okay, what do I do that's different from that? I was kind of being strategic, and then I found Dimension Door, and I was like, that's when I asked how far away was the node, and then when he said it was like 100 plus, I was like, oh, I've got this.
I have a question, which is when did you, Karin, figure it out? Because you let out this laugh when he says, I cast Dimension Door, that kind of made me think that maybe you hadn't realized it before then. You didn't. Okay, awesome.
I for sure didn't.
Go ahead.
Watching it back, I was like, I'm pretty sure I was like disassociating during half of this because I don't remember.
That's exactly what I was.
Of what's going on.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because as soon as I figured it out, I started looking at you to see if you had figured it out, and you were a little.
That's why I was touching my face so much
That
because I was
also
so
very funny.
anxious.
It was you all were all separate. It was a stressful episode.
We have been warned every time to not split the party, so our bad.
Yeah, I feel like that was your fault.
My
This was
fault?
brought in, no, Terrence's
Oh,
fault.
Terrence's fault.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
brought
yeah.
into this campaign at all. I feel like well, maybe not. I mean, if eventually we get to like earth elementals, and I guess that does include worms, but I feel like worms was brought in because of Terrence.
That's true. Worms was largely brought in because of
Did you actually do that because of me?
Well, which part?
Having the worm, like in TLR in general, because worms have shown up in the past.
Well, so that Halloween episode with the nightmare purple worm, that was entirely because of you. What we call the earthworms, the earth elemental worms or whatever in this, are actually creatures from, I think, the Creature Codex from Kobold Press, and they're called like it's not sapphic, they're not lesbian worms, but it's like sapphic. Well, I mean, maybe they are too, I don't know. But it's like sapphic worm or something like that. So they do have a real name. I think I probably called them earthworms because that's what they kind of are. What they really are is graboids from Tremors with Reba McEntire. But yeah, I probably cottoned onto the name of earthworms because of you. Yeah. We do have a question from chat. Haley wants to know. Well, they want to know from me, how much do I hate Dimension Door now? So here's the thing.
Question.
Like, there have been other moments in this campaign where I have remembered that Flick has access to Dimension Door. And so I position things in such a way where, like, it's more difficult to use. It hurts me in my soul a little bit, but like I take full responsibility for that moment. Like, to be very clear, you were awesome in thinking of it. I take full responsibility in not thinking of it sooner. And I'm okay with that. I only hate it a little bit. Alex, how satisfying was it to do that? Haley also wants to know.
Words can't express. Truly.
He's still riding on cloud nine from it, is the truth.
Come on.
Somebody call it
like,
Gummer. Oh,
I think I already said that earlier, where I was like, that was a really fun, especially with you. Like, I've been playing with you for so long. And, like,
Yeah.
it's just like, he.
Yeah. Yeah, it was real good.
You thought of it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
It's fun.
Karin, Alex and I were saying during the episode that I was so ready for you to like wild shape into something with a burrow speed to get through the ice. And I loved your solution more because it gave us the opportunity for moon magic shenanigans, and then you wild shaped anyway, so it was fine.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it.
I'm pretty sure I had like fully prepared for something very different because I'm going to give a little behind the curtain.
Oh, yeah,
peek
do
for
it.
the folks in the chat. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were told a very general idea of what we could expect on each island, so we could assign ourselves and not spend a full hour talking about it as we're recording, as you all know,
As we
are
tend to
wont
do.
Absolutely.
So we were given like a little description, and the description for the North was alternate means of travel. So I was like prepared with all sorts of alternate means for travel. I was not prepared for burrowing through ice. So I was like, what
I should have said, and I don't remember if it was me or Robert that wrote the descriptions, but what I should have said was alternate speed types or something a little more specific. But that's okay. You did great.
It worked out.
And what were the other ones? One was like,
I can go look, but I don't remember. Let's see.
I remember the Western Island being like a like typical like having to get around stuff. something stealthy that we were like,
Endgame
well, obviously
player
that's Bria.
The east was like speed challenges, which is why Biz
we
went
sent
there.
Biz.
Yep, that
And then
makes
I think-
sense.
Mine
Yours was like a battle or
the
something.
kind of the most general, which we were like, that
Y'all-
kind of fits Flick too.
Y'all scroll. So I'm scrolling through a channel in our group Slack called Endgame Player Plans, and it's where all of the planning for the LA shoot took place. And scrolling back through it, I can feel my blood pressure rising. I also can't find what I'm looking for, but I will eventually. Read Lydia's question about Glorp. Nope, I don't want to read that.
Oh, we do have a question in the chat.
Oh, we do?
Mike, I believe.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
Alex, did casting that spell make up for all the woe that you were caused by having your mace stolen by DM? Yes.
Listen.
Again, I said I have no words. Words cannot express all of the layers of emotions, and it's amazing. So
like strange retribution.
Strange retribution. Yes. In a strange way, yes.
I can't. There's one more place that I can look, but I can't find it. So we'll have to talk about other things.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I can look one place.
Okay.
One.
Yeah, we all have if it's not here, then I don't fucking know.
No. If it's not on my Google Drive, it's on my desktop.
Oh, here we go. It might be in this document. Okay, here we go. I did find it. And I have, okay, so it said Western large group of powerful enemies, Northern terrain issues, alternate methods of travel encouraged. Eastern was speed challenges, and Southern was fight with allies against a big foe, which didn't happen.
Which did not happen. No.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was nice.
What else? Nope, can't talk about that. Just trying to think of things.
I'm literally racking my brain. I'm like, is there any way that we can talk about next week's episode that's not?
No.
And I don't think there is.
There's just not. I got done editing, doing the first pass of edits, so I still need to upload it to YouTube and edit the captions and all that. But the video editing part got done about an hour before we went live tonight. So as soon as we're done, I'm gonna render it and then upload it, and then you the cast will get the link tomorrow to do a little QC on sound. And then I'll start captioning. What is tomorrow? Thursday? Hopefully Friday.
Oh my goodness.
That's all we can talk about is the existence of it. All right. Well, one more call. If any of you all that are still here, first of all, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Once again, happy birthday, Shimmy Gangot, and thank you for your years of support. I hope it's been a wonderful day. I'm sorry that my present to you was the worst ladder hanger in the history of the show. I'm very sorry about that. Can I tell you about I can tell you a little bit about the giant cyclone that.
That's a good question.
Flick would have fought. Where is that information? It was another creature from a Kobold Press book that I modified a little bit. I will tell you that for sure. Here we go. Season 10 outline. That feels like a good guess. Nope, I was wrong. That's not the document that I need. Let me see if I have. Oh, I don't have any of the books in here. It was what I described. It was a sentient storm. It was reflavored a little bit to focus on lightning instead of cold, because cold was, I think, the way it was written up in the book. Central Island thoughts, maybe. Oh, this might be it. Nope, this isn't it. I don't remember what it was called. If you all want, I can go grab the book and check, but I just don't know where any of my notes are for any of this anymore because it's over. Yeah, I'll have to look around for
reasons, especially at the end of this episode.
Yeah, right.
But there was a moment we were talking midstream DM where you were talking about the perception modifiers of those creatures in Rithmala's sort of corridor, and like what other things, like what are some of the behind the scenes things that you were thinking of, like along those lines?
Were you asking me a
everybody's
question?
islands?
Because I sure
Yes.
was still looking for the stat block. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No, that's
I figured out where it is, though. It's on D&D Beyond, so I actually can
Okay,
look
good,
it up.
good,
And but so ask me your question again.
well, I was saying, like, what are some of the other things for our islands, not just the storm, but like what were some other options for the Northern Island, Western Island, like the perception modifiers that we were talking about?
Oh,
with
yeah.
the etc.
So I had an idea for which one I hoped each of you would go to, right? And so with Kid, I thought it would be a burrowing wild shape from the beginning. Oh my goodness, gnome. No, I've shattered your heart into a million pieces. I'm so sorry, Shimmy. Welcome in, Raiders. Hey, Gnome. Thank you for getting that shout out, Seven. I appreciate you. Hi, welcome in, everybody. I'm Eugenio. I'm DM Jazzy Hands. This is Alex. He plays Flick in The Last Refuge. And this is Karin. She plays Kit in The Last Refuge. And this voice from over here, I don't know if she can talk right now, is Taryn. She plays Bria in The Last Refuge. There she is. And we just finished premiering the second episode of our podcast season, our D&D podcast season. And we're so happy to welcome you all in. Welcome in, everybody. If you all are not following Nomadic, what a delightful, wonderful human being. Please go and follow Gnome's channel and hang out for Gnome Brew in the mornings. What a lovely way to start your day. Thanks for bringing folks in. So, the islands. The Northern Island was about being able to burrow through the snow and ice, but you found a great way around that. You were meant to fight. You were kind of difficult to plan for because of your split class, and you only have a couple of levels in Ranger, but it's enough to make like designing encounters for you really interesting. But we got there.
Try playing the character.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Fair enough. Yep, fair
Not
enough.
to like one up you, but I'm like,
No, you're right. You're right, and I love that.
no, but I love
Bria's,
Flick. He's great.
Bria's was about stealth, and what was interesting for Bria was rather than do a bunch of like different stealth modifiers and this and that, Robert and I picked creatures, and we sort of averaged out their perception modifiers. So on the first level, I think their like average perception modifier was a +5, and we tried to sort of increase it. I believe the second floor was +10, and the third floor I would have to look. I don't remember if we went all the way up to +15 or if we sort of went in the middle. But we just like we simplified it, right? Because we knew we only had about 10 to 15 minutes for each of you. But we knew hers. We hoped that hers was going to be stealth because there were way too many creatures in there for her to get past them and try and fight them. And then Bizdira's was about weird vertical travel, right? I loved her rope around the thing idea. And then, one of the possible solutions that I envisioned for when she got down to the bottom where all the creatures were was just a straight up like sprint through using whatever, I think it's Step of the Wind or something that gives attacks of opportunity disadvantage, one of her monk abilities to sort of get through the hole. So yeah, that was sort of what I had in my head. I see we've got another question from Haley. Welcome on in. Let's see, who's that? Pixelated Bunny. Thanks so much for joining in. Glad you're here. We're streaming on. Okay. Haley, I see we've got a question from you, but I found the stat block for the living storm that I had. So let's see. Airborne creatures. I was kind of hoping that you'd get up in the air. Airborne creatures had disadvantage on attack rolls against the living storm because you couldn't really get anywhere near them. It had a claw attack, +10 to hit, did a bunch of lightning damage. Oh, and might have given you levels of exhaustion, which was kind of exciting. It had a breath weapon for some lightning damage. And by some, I mean 60-12 lightning damage. It had an electric aura. So not only if you're flying around, you had disadvantage, but if you got within 10 feet of it, you took 2d6 lightning damage at the beginning of its turn every round.
You were trying to kill Flick, is what you were trying to do.
I was actually trying to kill Mirko, is what it was. Because we already
true.
kind of killed Mirko once, or like Glort Mirko, whatever, right? So I was kind of gunning for Mirko, is the truth of that situation.
Yeah, because
welcome.
It was Biz and Mirko.
Biz and Mirko and Hush.
Hush.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome in, Scorch Queen. Glad to have you as well. And then it has this really cool 3 times a day ability called Howling Winds, where you had to make a wisdom everything that could hear within 100 feet had to make a wisdom save. And it's kind of like a confusion spell. So like you would either like you would have to roll a die, and you would either act normally, stand there and do nothing, attack the nearest creature, or, whatever. So yeah, that was the Living Storm. 150 hit points.
That could have taken a lot longer than 10 to 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Well, so what I knew you,
with 3 other characters.
What I figured you would do eventually, and also this is why I put you last, so that whatever time we had, you could take it. So if the actual ritual had needed to take less time, we could have made that happen to give you a little extra time.
That's true.
But what I figured you would do eventually, once you realized that this thing was hitting hard and not going down, was let the 3 of them keep it distracted, and then you would try and get by.
Yeah.
Was sort of what I assumed, which is ultimately, in a way, what happened.
Definitely.
Just camp out in Zara's right
when
when
to engage. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Just goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's see Haley's question. More of a general question, if that's okay, probably. What was the favorite elements of your character's classes? To role play with. Oh, I like that one.
Oh, I mean, mine's pretty. I mean, I'm a bard, so I get to make all those flute sounds. That's absolutely my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely it was.
I mean, I always loved to roleplay in wild shape, just
Yes.
because, it added an extra challenge to it that was
Yes.
also almost always a great opportunity for some hilarity. I'm thinking about my spider kit in particular.
I was just going to say there are a few really detailed funny moments from like season 1 that I remember, but Spider Kit playing charades is absolutely one of them.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi there, Vancouver by night. Welcome in. Yes, absolutely. Taryn, I don't know if you're around to answer the question, but if you are and want to talk about your favorite character class element that you enjoyed role playing, let us know. Spider Kid.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
I don't have
can.
my headphones on, so you might get some feedback. So
That's
I'm
okay. We can hear
sorry.
you.
So I obviously I don't know why, but I'm addicted to Mage Hand. I love to use Mage Hand to do stuff.
It's
It
true.
is like not
Fusion, I said that earlier.
that useful, but I will use Mage Hand like it's like my solution to any problem.
It's true. Yeah, you really, that part of the ¿cómo se llama? The arcane trickster rogue, you never did any of the other stuff, right? Like
Nope.
there were all kinds of other things that class gave you access to aside from spells, and you pretty much stuck to Mage Hand.
That and my spells, I just really wanted magic. And
You did.
So that's why I made that selection.
You did. I will tell you, we got to get you to play a straight up no magic rogue, because Alex and I have now both played them at like tier 3 levels and both really enjoy them, and I think you would too.
No.
She unmuted specifically to say no. I love it.
Well, I'm addicted to that sneak attack. Whew,
I'm telling you, and Kent
special
with his
stuff.
with his Whales from the Grave doing 14d6 sneak on one, and then just a free 5d6 against somebody else just for funsies. Can't go
It's
wrong.
great.
Can't go
Wild.
wrong. Can't go wrong. All right. If there are any other questions about tonight's episode or about the show in general, all caps question and then your question in the chat. Anything else we want to say before we get max 15 minutes, but of course we'll just be done when we're done. Anything else we want to say about this week's episode? I know we left you all with such a ladder hanger, but like I said, there is an episode next week, so do come for that, please.
My
Yeah.
my chat isn't working. It's not letting me chat. So happy birthday, Shimmy, if you didn't hear me say it before.
Yes.
Yay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I am reminded every year by Twitter that our birthdays are so very close together. And then I promptly forget. It's fine. I also promptly forget that my grandfather's birthday is between yours and mine, Shimmy, every year.
It happens.
It does.
Lots of birthdays to remember.
I mean,
Lots of
listen.
birthdays.
My quota for birthday remembering
My-
birthdays ended a long time ago. All right. We'll give you all another few moments for questions in the chat while I search for someone to go raid. is anybody doing? Ooh, what's Unmade Gaming doing, and how long have they been live? Ooh, yeah, more tabletop role playing. We are gonna go hang out with Unmade Gaming after we're done here in just a few minutes. Unmade Gaming on their channel currently. Oh, that's right. It is. They're playing an Alien Genesis campaign with Little Red Dot as their GM. Dot is wonderful, and so yeah, we're gonna go hang out with them for more TTRPG. Oh, is it the finale tonight, Seven? Hell yes, finale. All right, we're gonna go pop into the finale. We've only missed a little bit at the top, so we're gonna go do that. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. We'll be back with another episode of The Last Refuge, season 10, episode 3, next Wednesday. The chat will go live at 7. Episode will go live at 8. It's actually 7:30. It's a longer episode, so I think the episode's like exactly 60 minutes. So it'll come down about 8:30, and then we'll chat for a little bit afterwards. I'm going to be live tomorrow playing the end of Tunic. So if you want to come see me play video games and hang out with me then, that would be great. I go live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and we go for about 4 hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's us. You can get access to the audio from tonight's episode and the YouTube video starting in the morning. You can subscribe there. Follow the show on Twitter at D&D Last Refuge. And all of that good stuff. Patrons, you'll be getting an email in about 15 minutes with the YouTube link and the podcast audio, so you get it a little bit early. Thanks so much for hanging out, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay healthy, get vaxxed and boosted, wear your masks when you're around people, because it's getting bad again. And as always, happy gaming, y'all. Goodbye, and enjoy the raid, which I haven't started, but I will. Goodbye. All right.